at the Boxers Trainers Channel, man. And what's happening this afternoon? Again, this is another show. It's the first that I've done in a while, but I gotta get back to the business of being regular. You know what I mean? Today, the earlier show was actually one of the best shows in terms of numbers that I've did since I've been on the air in 2 years. These were the best. They weren't outstanding, but they were better, right? The best. And I'm really, really, really appreciated that. A lot of people tuned in, a lot more than normal. And that's saying to me that, to a degree, that I'm appreciated. And man, look, that means a lot to me. It really does. When it comes to boxing and being able to hold the attention, because look, let's be realistic. The human attention span is really, 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 I mean, it's low, right? If someone is speaking to you and saying something that you really want to hear, the attention span is about like maybe 30 seconds. If you haven't connected, or if you're not saying something to a person that they really want to hear, they drift. You know, that, I mean, psychologically speaking, that is a fact. So, to be on today and get some good numbers, hey, look, man, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? And I'm going to do my very best to keep pushing this line in the sense that boxing, hey, that my man is. That's right. In the house. My main man, the same man. The Mexican G. It's that day, man. Damn. Hold up. I'm going to pin that one. Mexican G in the house said, damn, this day is dragging along. Hey, man, I went to the TV a little while ago and, right, was searching to see, because sometimes where I'm at, which is a different location, right, I'm like 2 hours in front of y'all, the Mexican G, especially y'all in the West, right? So, the banner read Netflix. So, I mean, contrary to the fact that that's what we waiting on, that's what we're looking for, right? It hasn't, it hasn't established itself yet, but we're going to be waiting for it, and we're going to keep on moving until it comes on, right? Because, look, man, the world is actually anticipating this fight. You know what I mean? So I know if I'm having problems with anxiety and things of the sort, because, I can't wait. I mean, contrary to the fact that there's a lot of back and forth in regards to the winner, right? I believe, sincerely, shout out to the chat, Rayon Rutnoff. That's European. Thank you very much, Rayon Rut. I'm trying my best. But the fact of the matter is I'm quite sure that we all are waiting and anticipating for Crawford and Saul Canelo Alvarez. I mean, as the Mexican Chief clarified today, I said we've been anticipating this fight for 4 or 5 months. No, the Mexican Chief said we've been arguing about this fight for over a year, and he is absolutely correct. He's absolutely correct. We've been anticipating and backing and forth about this fight for over a year, man. You know what I mean? But today, the waiting is over. We have earlier it said the fight would be at 8 o'clock, but on my television, it said 5:30. Now, let me see, 5:30. That might be the case, because I'm a little ahead of y'all, really. I mean, the West Coast, right? I'm like two hours ahead of y'all. So, anyway, we all anticipating this fight, man, because this is going to be a great fight. We already know that, right? Win or lose, right? It's going to be a great fight. Shout out to Mr. Mosey. FF505. Shout out to you, brother. But let's do this. Um, One of Torrance Crawford's stablemates, right? Steven Nelson is also on the card. This cat has a history with Bud. You know what I mean? I mean, actually, the way that they really started kicking it was Torrance Crawford socked him in his arm, right? I'm like, I mean, the question came up: was Torrance, and the question was asked, was Crawford a bully? He said, no, he just likes to play like that. But now, if you get mad and want to fight him, he just beats you up. This is what Steven Nelson said. Steven Nelson is also on the card. He's been in boxing with alongside Crawford. I know for certain for over 20 years, right? That was after he came out of the military. Steven Nelson is ex-military. The variables on Steven Nelson. Steven Nelson is 37 years of age. He's 5'10" with a 75.6-inch arm reach. He's orthodox. 20 wins, 16 by knockout, 1 loss. That was about maybe a year ago. I think he was on that Madrigal card. He fought on that Madrigal card with Torrance Crawford, right? I could be mistaken, but I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain. 16 OKs. He has 16 knockouts. 1 loss again. Nothing stopped no draws, right? He's also, like I said, ex-military. So we know that if he's ex-military, that he has a aura of discipline about himself. You know what I'm saying? To be able to go through the training, simply to go through the basic training in the military, you got to have some discipline, man, because they're gonna run your butt up out of there if you don't got no discipline, right? And a lot of those dudes end up hitting that bell. That's a thing. Whereas if you don't make it, you're in training camp and you don't make it, you don't think you can make it, you hit the bell and they'll cut you loose, right? But the cats that make it, them cats got, I mean, realistically speaking, they have a lot. You have to have a lot of discipline. And I'm a shout out to Steve Nelson for his service and also for having enough guts to weather the storm of the discipline necessary to be in the military, right? So, but now his opponent, I want to see if I can get this correctly, man, because his name is Raiko Santana, right? Hold up, I want to be absolutely unequivocally correct. As we wait for the onslaught between Saul Canelo Alvarez, the onslaught. I mean, God, dude, you make it seem like somebody gonna get murdered. Who knows? This is boxing. You know what I'm saying? This is boxing. Thank you, Rayard Reindolph. I think that's better. Anyway, Santana is 32. He's 6 feet tall with a 78.1-inch arm reach. He's orthodox as well. 12 wins, 6 by knockouts. He got 4 losses. Wait a minute. The Santana got 4 losses. I didn't take note of that. Nothing stopped no draws. Right? No ranks in sanctioning bodies, right? But I didn't realize that Santana had 4 losses, not 8 losses, 4 losses. And you know, like when I go through these scenarios, when I do the background, right? I normally make mention of that many losses, right? But that got past me because, like, Steven Nelson did have a fight and took that loss in his last outing, right? And I know for a fact because I witnessed that fight. And but Crawford was in it, and he was making a lot of noise to Steven Nelson about not doing the things that he thought he should be doing. And given the fact that Steven Nelson is, again, Crawford's favorite sparring partner. Now, let's let's deal with this for a second, if you will, right? Now, the noise is that Torrance Crawford is too small for Canelo. Now, I did a video on this particular subject that I'm going to broach again when it comes to weight. Smaller boxers getting in the ring, especially in this scenario where Saul Canelo Alvarez is a natural 168 pounder, right? So Torrance Crawford is coming up from 154. Actually, you could say 3 divisions because he only fought one time at 154. But before then, he was welterweight. But here's the deal: when you're going in the ring and your sparring partner is say 168, you sparring consistently with that 168 pounder, right? He is really motivating your body to be able to get in the ring with a 168 pounder at any given time, right? That's where your body morphosizes itself to be able to take on the strength necessary in your legs, especially, and your arms to be able to hold on or to be able to withstand the pressure that Saul Canelo Alvarez as a 168 pounder is going to put on you. So the conditioning is absolutely necessary. I'll call you back. I'm working. Excuse me. The conditioning is absolutely necessary. Pacheco, right? Pacheco whooped him. Right. Mexican G, shout out to Mexican G. He points out that Steven Nelson fought Diego Pacheco. That's who he fought. Absolutely correct. The Mexican G, and but back to Nelson and Torrance Crawford and Torrance Crawford's regimen in building his body muscles and body strength up to be able to go in the ring and do 12 rounds with Saul Canelo Alvarez. The fact that he had already had a history of going in the ring with 168 pounders is really imperative to how he's going to withstand Saul Canelo Alvarez, who is already at 168 pounds. Now, do y'all agree with that? I mean, because actually, this is what one would consider as boxing knowledge, man. You know what I mean? A lot of cats don't really get off into the variables in boxing, right? They just go to talking and say, I mean, that's what they do. But I try to break it down to where it's understood why certain things transpire, especially when it comes to this weight factor, right? Because everybody has been hollering about the weight factor. And I'm here to tell you, I don't believe that weight's going to be a problem at all. And we are going to be able to either yay or nay that belief system of mine in a matter of hours. That's right. This fight is on the precipice of taking shape, man. You know what I mean? I'm quite sure in the next hour and a half, 2 hours, they'll start with the undercard. And the undercard, I didn't go through all of it, but the majority of the undercard, I did. The one that I did today, I had actually no knowledge that Fernando Vargas Jr. was on that card until earlier today, and I said, "Damn, I had to get that out, man." I mean, because this dude is the up and coming prospect, Vargas Jr. I've been following him, and he going somewhere. You know what I mean? It's like, let me see. He's 28 years of age, 17 wins, 15 knockouts, no losses, right? He could be a very dynamic fighter in the 154-pound division, right? All depends on one thing: whether he has the discipline necessary to maintain himself as a up-and-coming prospect. You know what I mean? And that's a good thing. A lot of dudes, we never get a chance to really visit because, you know what I mean, they don't publicize everybody. They can't, right? But that would be a hell of a thing that if we were able to pick other boxes other than the ones that they done throw down our throats, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not complaining about that, but I'm saying I've been in situations where I was able to view other boxers, and man, a lot of these dudes we don't see is hella good. You know what I mean? Those are cats that I want be able to have a conversation about. I haven't figured out a way to get them in a position where I could do that, but that's one of my struggles. You know what I mean? So look, man, I'm gonna cut this one short today. The Mexican G, I love you for coming back on the show, brother. You know I do. I mean, I really literally love you, dude. You know what I'm saying? You my man. But hit the subscription button, y'all. Hit the subscription button, hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. And let me know what y'all think about the victor of today's super fight between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Crawford. That being said, man, I'm going to take it short today. I love y'all. Later.